What is up, 12s? You guys are not going to believe the heat we have coming out of the VMAC today. Things are absolutely boiling over behind the scenes after that ring ceremony. And what I am about to break down regarding our Super Bowl masterclass and some potential legendary goodbyes is going to keep plenty of you up tonight. Are we actually ready to move on from some franchise staples to keep this new dynasty rolling? You definitely do not want to miss this deep dive. So grab a coffee, hit that like button, and let us get right into the news. Also, do not forget to sub to the channel. We are pushing for that 1,000 subscriber milestone to keep the loudest voice in the NFL going strong. You seriously won't believe what is dropping today. Let us get after it. You know that feeling when you just get inside an opponent's head and stay there all game long. What Mike Macdonald did to Drake May in Super Bowl 60 was a straight-up chess clinic, and the details leaking out now are mind-blowing. That kid in New England came into the big game red hot, leading the league in basically every category, with stats that would make Tom Brady's ghost crack a smile. But the second he stepped onto the turf against our defense, his whole world just caved in. It was not just about spamming blitzes or getting lucky. The secret, which Coach Macdonald just spilled on the Rich Eisen show, was total psychological and tactical destruction that started right on first down. Our defense just flat out erased their run game from the jump. That forced May to live in second and third and long situations where everyone in the building knew he had to let it fly. When you take away a team's balance, you take a quarterback's soul. Macdonald explained that by forcing those predictable drawbacks, he let our edge rushers truly hunt. It wasn't just guys running at the QB. It was a perfectly timed attack where the interior guys collapsed the pocket while our ends feasted on protection tendencies we had already scouted to death. The result was 6 sacks and a level of panic that turned an MVP runner-up into a lost rookie. The irony is brutal for them, but it is pure music to our ears here in the Pacific Northwest. May had a historic year, matching Mahomes for the most games with a 100-plus passer rating, but our green wall made his accuracy tank from 72% to a measly 58% in the playoffs. We didn't just win a football game. We exposed a superstar and proved that Macdonald's system is the ultimate nightmare for any modern offense. The 12s are losing their minds on social media, saying we finally have a defensive identity that would make the Legion of Boom proud. But while we celebrate this tactical masterpiece, a shadow is creeping over the heroes who built that wall in Arizona. The price of glory might be higher than we think for the 2026 roster. The glow of Super Bowl 60 is still fresh, but the cost of staying on top of the mountain is already knocking on the door in a way nobody saw coming. Think about a warrior who fought through the desert, came back from a brutal Lisfranc injury in 2024, and anchored a championship defense. I am talking about Demarcus Lawrence. The guy was an absolute game wrecker, putting up 6 sacks and those 2 legendary pick sixes against the Cardinals that nearly blew the roof off the stadium. But right now, the silence coming from his camp is deafening, and it has got everyone in Seattle on edge. ESPN's Brady Henderson just dropped a bomb we were all dreading. Lawrence hasn't actually committed to suit up for the 2026 season yet, even with a massive 3-year deal worth over $32 million. The 12-year veteran seems to be weighing whether his body has another run in it or if going out on top is the perfect exit strategy. He turns 34 in April, and while he has $5 million guaranteed, the threat of an early retirement is very real. Losing a leader like that, especially one who vibed so well with DC Aiden Durr to mentor the young guys, would be a massive blow to the locker room and our rotation. The message boards are totally split right now. Half the fans say let him go out as a legend, while the other half is begging for one more last dance. If he does decide to hang them up, GM John Schneider is going to have a massive hole to fill. Boy Mafe, who took a back seat to let the veterans lead the way, is hitting free agency looking for a payday. Without Lawrence, that pass rush that turned Drake May's life into a nightmare could vanish overnight. The front office was already sniffing around Von Miller last year, which shows they know they are playing with fire here. And what if I told you this gap on the edge is just the tip of the iceberg for a rebuild that might reach all the way to the back of our secondary? We might be looking at a total defensive facelift. If you thought the drama was limited to the trenches, buckle up, because the back end of our defense might be heading for a total tactical earthquake. That Super Bowl 60 ring put us at the top, but keeping the crown requires some cold, calculated moves from John Schneider. The rumors picking up steam behind the scenes, which Alex Ballantyne at Bleacher Report just threw a ton of fuel on, suggest our secondary could look very different without Rick Woolen, Josh Jobe, and Kobe Bryant. Yeah, you heard that right. This modern-era Legion of Boom is at risk of being dismantled just to balance the books and pay our offensive stars like Kenneth Walker III and Rashid Shaheed. In the middle of all this suspense, one name keeps popping up that has the 12s divided. We're talking about Alontae Taylor, the Swiss Army knife corner from the Saints. The logic is that Woolen, despite being a freak athlete, might not be the perfect schematic fit for Mike Macdonald's high IQ hybrid system. Taylor, on the other hand, is a total defensive chameleon. He is coming off some lockdown years, allowing only 6.5 yards per target, and he brings the kind of downhill aggression our coach lives for. He isn't just a cover guy. He has a nose for the ball, racking up sacks and nearly 90 tackles in 2024. Is he the upgrade we need to make this defense even more lethal? The comment sections are on fire, with fans debating if we should trade Woolen's insane wingspan for Taylor's versatility. Schneider has to move fast because the open market waits for nobody, and Taylor is going to have plenty of suitors. If we make him a priority, it sends a loud message that Macdonald's scheme is bigger than any individual name. This move could be the missing piece to building a true dynasty in Seattle, or it could be a massive gamble that leaves us vulnerable against the elite deep threats in this league. And what if I told you all these defensive chess moves are part of an even bigger blueprint for 2026? We saw today that staying at the top of the NFL world requires some heavy sacrifices and a ruthless long-term vision. From the tactical masterclass that broke Drake May in the Super Bowl to the nervous weight on Demarcus Lawrence's future, the Seahawks are in a massive state of flux. The potential arrival of Alontae Taylor to shake up the secondary proves that Mike Macdonald isn't afraid to evolve even after a championship. But what do you think, 12s? Would you trade Woolen's height for Taylor's playmaking ability to keep this dynasty alive? Drop a comment below, smash that like button, and subscribe. Let us hit that 1,000 sub goal together. Go Hawks!